Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Mario Florima, and I'm the #1 educator in the Amazon FBA asset recovery space. And today, we're going to be talking about what is counterfeit without test buy. Guys, Amazon can suspend your account without physically inspecting your product. One complaint gets submitted, and suddenly your listings disappear overnight. So in this video, we're breaking down exactly how this suspension works and how smart sellers recover strategically. Okay guys, now we're talking about the real problem inside Amazon's enforcement system. Brands usually don't need strong proof up front. Amazon trusts the complaint first, and sellers must prove innocence afterwards. So in other words, Amazon assumes risk first and asks questions later. That's why documentation becomes everything during these cases. Now we're diving into what actually matters here, documentation. Guys, invoices and letters of authorization can literally determine whether your account survives or dies. Retail receipts, PayPal screenshots, and weak supplier invoices usually fail immediately. Amazon wants clean business-to-business documentation with real supplier details. All right, now we're talking about how successful appeals are actually structured. Acknowledge the issue professionally, submit complete documentation, explain discrepancies, prove compliance, and then request reinstatement clearly. Guys, structured appeals massively outperform emotional explanations every single time. The reverse test buy. This is where sellers order their own inventory, document the unboxing process, and compare everything against the complaint directly. Sometimes physical evidence exposes flaws inside the accusation itself, especially with packaging variations or regional differences. Now let's break this down properly. Missing documentation. Guys, weak invoices don't automatically mean game over. Supplier verification, shipping records, trademark databases, customer reviews, and business registrations can still strengthen your appeal if used strategically. Okay guys, now we're talking about prevention systems. Most counterfeit suspensions actually begin with weak sourcing decisions. Smart sellers verify suppliers before buying inventory, not after suspension happens. Guys, prevention is always cheaper than recovery, and especially with counterfeit claims. Let me show you guys how one bad sourcing decision can spiral fast. A seller found a supplier offering inventory at a much cheaper price. Everything looked legitimate on the surface, so no deep verification was done. A few months later, counterfeit complaints started appearing on the listing. And once Amazon requested supplier documentation, the paperwork couldn't fully verify the supply chain. That single sourcing decision triggered the entire suspension. Because guys, the problem usually starts long before Amazon ever sends the warning. Now we're diving into a real recovery example. This seller used weak third-party invoices and got suspended immediately. But once they established direct sourcing, obtained proper LOAs, and rebuilt chain of custody documentation, the account got reinstated quickly. So in other words, sourcing quality changes everything. Moving on to the next page, discontinued product suspensions. Guys, these cases become difficult because invoices and manufacturers sometimes no longer exist. Historical manuals, archive specifications, and expert product knowledge become critical when traditional documentation disappears. Okay guys, now let's break this down properly. Protection tools, platforms like Helium 10, Keepa, and listing monitoring software help detect suspicious activity early because counterfeit complaints often begin with hijackers, unauthorized listing edits, or competitor sabotage. Now we're getting into one of the most critical parts, legal escalation. Guys, some counterfeit suspensions require professional legal level documentation and communication. Weak appeals, emotional explanations, and badly organized evidence usually make complex cases much harder to recover. Okay, now we're talking about the uncomfortable truth behind Amazon enforcement. Amazon heavily prioritizes brand protection over seller fairness. Once a complaint gets submitted properly, Amazon assumes the complaint is legitimate until sellers prove otherwise. That's just how the system works. Now let's move into the next page, your emergency response timeline. The first 72 hours matter massively. Stop affected listings, gather invoices and LOAs, organize documentation, and structure your appeal quickly. Guys, delays reduce reinstatement success very fast. Okay guys, now we are talking about something extremely dangerous, admitting guilt improperly. Once you directly acknowledge counterfeit violations, Amazon records that internally. Future suspensions become more likely, and long-term account trust drops significantly. Yeah, that doesn't work if you want long-term account stability. Escalation strategy. If normal appeals fail, you escalate strategically through account health, senior review teams, and enhanced evidence submissions. Guys, professional escalation requires structure and precision, not emotional pressure. Okay guys, Now we're talking about operational protection long-term. Smart sellers build organized documentation systems, cloud storage, supplier archives, and chain of custody records before problems happen. Organized businesses recover much faster during authenticity suspensions. Here's why organized systems matter so much. One business owner had authentic products, real suppliers, and valid invoices. But when Amazon requested documentation, everything was scattered. Different email threads, missing files, unorganized records. So even though the products were legitimate, responding became slow and messy. After proper storage systems and supplier archives were built, every document became easy to access immediately. Because in other words, organized businesses defend themselves much faster under pressure. Now we're diving into one of the smartest defense strategies, customer review analysis. Counterfeit products usually create patterns like broken seals, poor packaging, or missing inserts. Those review patterns can actually help strengthen your authenticity arguments during appeals. Okay guys, now let's break this down. Malicious complaints and competitor sabotage, fake emails, suspicious reporting patterns, and unverifiable complainants are major red flags. If you suspect abuse, document everything carefully before escalating through Amazon's seller abuse channels. Now we're getting into the final recovery roadmap. Gather documentation immediately, remove affected ASINs, rebuild chain of custody records, and submit structured appeals quickly. Guys, every delayed hour reduces your recovery chances during counterfeit investigations. Guys, counterfeit without test buy suspensions are brutal, but recovery is possible with the right strategy and documentation. Hope you guys found value in today's video and have a more clear understanding of what Amazon thinks when this suspension happens. If this video provides value, please like, share, and subscribe for more helpful content. If you're an Amazon reinstatement consultant and you're looking to see if you qualify to be in our Rios Inner Circle group, then feel free to check out the links below in our description section. We host free masterclasses every week where we dive more into specific topics like these and give you more details on how you can better assist your clients while saving you time, money, headaches, and most importantly, protect your business assets moving forward like always. See you guys next time.